up, guys? Welcome back. Back-to-back videos. Are you proud of me? I'm joking. I should have been doing this all along. Anyway, today is all about eyebrows. So I wanted to do an updated brow routine or brow whatever I use to do my brows now. I wanted to show you two different sets of products that you can use to get this look. One is a little more high-end and one is Drugstore. So I'm using Hourglass and Maybelline. These are two of my favorites for brow products. They both make really, really good eyebrow products. And just a refresher for those of you who have not seen my eyebrows from when I was like in my early 20s, here we are. My eyebrows naturally look like this. Just super soft, full, natural, and as with pretty much everyone, I screwed them up and butchered them over the years, and ever since then, it's been an uphill climb, just waiting for them to grow back. But until then, I'm gonna fill them in, and this is how I do it. All right, so I'm gonna do one brow with the Hourglass product and then the other brow with the Maybelline product. So this is actually one of my favorite, actually Hourglass in general is one of my favorite brands. And this, the Arch Brow Sculpting Pencil, has been one of my go-tos. What I really like about this brow pencil is the shape of it. So it has this like triangular kind of pointed tip. And you can get them really, really super thin, super, super fine. The color that I'm using is dark brunette. So first things first, I use the spoolie end to brush up my brows. So in the front here, I try to brush them up because they tend to lay kind of flat. So the more they stand up, the more kind of bushy and thicker, fuller they look. So I just kind of push these up. And then for the rest of my brows, I kind of try to tame the arch a little bit. So I kind of just brush this part down. So what you want to do is first start with the overall shape that you want to go for with the spoolie and then start filling it in where you have the holes. Also, can we just address the elephant in the room? I know somebody's going to comment on these. Actually, I tried the Gel X nail extensions. I really like it. It's hard to do anything, but they look really pretty and they're super thin, doesn't damage the nails. I did it like 2 days ago. Probably won't do it again, but I liked it. All right, now using that really pointy tip, I'm gonna start here right at the front of my brows and just consistent with what's already happening in this area, I'm just gonna start to draw more of those brow hairs kind of sticking up. See, this is when it's really useful to have this super pointy tip. And if you go out of bounds, it's totally fine because that's what the spoolie is for. So you just go back to the spoolie end and just kind of erase it, I guess. So again, going back to that pointy end, I'm just gonna continue to draw. And then once I get to the arch, again, I really wanna soften the arch. So I'm not gonna do any drawing in that area. I'm just gonna fill in any parts that look like they're missing. And then another way to kind of straighten out your brows is to fill in the bottom part of the arch. So under the arch, I'm just gonna extend it a little bit, not too much. You don't wanna end up with a completely different brow. You want it to be true to your original shape. You just wanna give it a little more life, a little more volume, a little more of that polished look. So now I'm going back to the spoolie again and just kind of erasing a little bit of this top area. So it's not too much outside of the natural brow, and filling in any holes. Like I said, really good soft color for brunettes, especially if you have black hair or super dark brown hair. So that's really the shape that I go for, just a very soft, full brow, not a crazy arch. I already have really strong features. A really arched brow would just make me look angry. So now I'm actually gonna show you a little trick for how I sharpen these guys. So obviously over time, it's gonna get worn and round. So it hasn't really done that yet because I just used it once, but here's the trick. So you bring it out just slightly, like just outside of the actual what do you call this, applicator. And then obviously you can do this on a tabletop. You don't have to do it up. I'm just showing you. So you take this and you just press the product against the piece of paper. So that way when you bring it out again, you have a nice sharp tip. Obviously it does waste a little bit of product. It's not much, but you really get a nice sharp pencil again, like it just came out of the box. So now brow gel is a totally optional step. You definitely don't have to do it. I like to do it because, like I said, my brows tend to want to kind of lay flat instead of stand up. So brow gel kind of sets it in the position that I want it to stay in. So the Hourglass brow gel that I'm using is also part of the Arch collection. This is called the Arch Brow Volumizing Fiber Gel. So it kind of adds some fibers to your eyebrows as well. And this is kind of a cool brush because it has a longer side and a shorter side, depending on, you know, what part of your brow you're working with. So I'm going to use the longer side up here, again, to get that really full, fluffy look. To me, it's just more youthful to have like a fuller brow. And then once I get to the end, I'm going to use the other side to just really make this all lay down and stay down. So that's it, nothing really to it, just very easy, simple steps. Some people, if your brows are in good shape all year round, mine aren't. Sometimes they're in great shape and nice and full. Sometimes, like right now, I'm in like a major shedding season, so a lot of my brow hairs have fallen out. But if your eyebrows are in good shape, you can just use the brow gel. You don't have to go in and fill them. All right, next up, I'm gonna do my other brow using an affordable drugstore option. And this really, I think, is one of the best drugstore products ever made. This is the Maybelline Brow Precise Micro Crayon. It's their brow pencil, and the color that I'm using is, that's right, I forgot about these. They actually don't have, maybe the newer packages do, but this one, I remember being stumped, like, where is the name of this? It's not written on here, but here's the color of the cap. It's very much like a dark brunette color. So again, same thing. I've been using this one more recently, so I'm just gonna bring it down about there. Take a piece of paper and start just kind of smushing the crayon on there. And then once you bring it out, you've got a nice brand new sharp pencil. And you want that sharp edge, like I said, to really be able to draw or mimic brow hairs. You're not going to be able to draw thin hairs like that if you have kind of like a thicker pencil that you're working with. Again, using the spoolie, I'm just going to brush up these hairs, stand nice and tall, and then the rest of it I'm just going to lay flat. And I kind of try to lift up the tail here, so it does give it more of a straighter appearance. This brow is my bad brow. It's a misbehaving brow. This one has always been good to me. This one just is a problem child. All right, so again, using that sharp edge, I'm gonna start just drawing upward fluffy brow hairs. And whatever section of your brow you're working with, draw the hairs like that section. So in the front, they're standing tall. Over here, they're kind of like laying down. So you have to change the pattern that you're drawing. And then of course, filling in whatever is missing here. And your spoolie is like your blur tool. This is what you use to kind of erase anything or smudge out a line that's too precise. And again, we're gonna soften that arch a little bit and thicken up that tail. And even with the tail, take your spoolie and with the last of what you just drew, just kind of like fade it out. So then once you're done, just really take a look. Brows I've come to accept, they're gonna be sisters, they're not gonna be twins. It's never gonna be the same brow on one side that it is on the other, so just get them to look as close as possible to the same brow, but just accept that it's never gonna be the same brow. And now moving on to the brow gel. I don't know why I'm using this because I just found out it's discontinued, but I kind of just want to petition Maybelline to keep making it. It's so good. It's the Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. I still haven't found one that comes close, but this is just such a good brow gel. And like I said, brow gel is an optional step. You absolutely don't have to use it. I like to use it because it just gives me a little bit more of that, you know, the look that I want, especially this one. This one's always so good. So that's it for my current brow routine. Not a whole lot has changed. I just wanted to show you some of the products I'm using now, some of the techniques, sharpening, drawing. A lot of you ask me about growing your brows, how I grew mine from when it was really bad. And really, you just have to be super patient with it. In the past, I have tried Latisse to grow my eyebrows back. It worked. I don't know if it stops working after you stop using it, but there's definitely some like growth products out there that you can try on your brows to get them to grow back. Castor oil is another one that works really well. But really, I think the main thing with growing your brows out is patience. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video without these nails.